I don't know. I just terrible. I still have the scars from it.
Hey, friends. Okay, let me see if I can get myself pulled up right quick. Alright, let me see. Alright. And I need to find myself. So let's find myself. Welcome in to anybody who is finding me at this crazy hour of the night. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. And let's get me kind of shared out here as well. Alright, so I'm in an event. It is called the Craft Go. And we've had some of the amazing ladies do it last week. And we had some earlier. And then, hey there, Miss Connie. How are you, Mama Connie? I hope you are doing well, my friend. Thank you for popping in. And Miss Deborah is finishing up, and then I'm coming on. So I was supposed to come on earlier, but we've had torrential rains all day, and it just calmed down, and our internet's been flickering in and out, kind of weird. So I wasn't able to pop on at 7. So I told Miss Cynthia and Deb that I would pop on now that it's actually calmed down enough. It's still raining, but it's not like torrential rain. So because I want to make sure that I get my stuff done. And darn it, I put my, y'all give me, hold on, please hold. I totally forgot to grab my, oh no, it is, I have it right here. But let me go grab my other printable right quick. So I did print off 2 of the beautiful printables. Now there are free printables that go with this event, but I will also be doing something that will tie in to what my tiles are. So what does that mean? If you participated in the first Craft Go, which was last month, towards the end of last month and beginning of October, just because of how some of us had to move things, there are bingo cards that you can print off on the Guided Creations Printables page here on Facebook. And you can go up there in the files and you can print off the printable. And this right now is the pink, the beautiful pink, everything pink. So just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous printables. So you print off your bingo card and you watch, you know, the lives of us crafters, and we will tell you what our bingo slot number is, and based off of what our spot is, you can mark it off. And then if you get a full, you know, you play along. I think you submit it over at Guided Creations. In the link, in the description, there is a link to Guided Creation Printables, her Etsy shop. Everything is 25% off. Or hey there, Miss Deb, how are you doing, my sassy queen? So her Etsy shop, the Everything Beautiful in Pink is on 25% discount. So head on over there so that you can print off everything. So there are some free printables, but that's not the whole package. And you're gonna want like the whole pack so that you can make a really pretty journal, okay? But the fun part of this event is, you know, watching the creators, and then we tell you towards the end what our tile is, or are, because some of us have multiple, and that way you can mark off, and hopefully you can get yourself a bingo. So everything is pretty in pink. Now this, I know Deborah was totally doing it with all of her beautiful pink. If you guys know me, I really don't have pink. I mean, I have some pink, don't get me wrong, but pink is not really my color. I normally do the dark colors. But I did find this jacket when thrifting, and it does have, you know, the pink ribbon, awareness ribbon on it. So I'm wearing that because it is cold. So my cute pink is a little t-shirt, is a little frilly t-shirt, and I'm sorry, I'm not wearing that, it's too cold. So you guys are getting the jacket. That's as pink as you're getting from me. I'm sorry. And I will be working with pink, okay? I'll be working with pink. So very different from like some of the other stuff you see on my you'll see, because if you look at my desk, it's all ghosts and skulls and everything dark, and then pink. so yeah, so you can see you got the skulls and all the dark stuff, and then pink. But I love working with Cynthia's printables, and I do like pink, don't get me wrong. I'm working on, let me pull it out. I did this the other day. I am working on a pink Halloween, you know, cute pink Halloween. Yeah, I am doing a dark, you know, spooky type Halloween. It is what it is. I do a bit of everything. I have a pink Christmas in mind that I've been gathering stuff for, so I'll be making a journal for that. So I do like it, okay? It's just not really my thing. Hey there, Miss Elizabeth. How are you doing, dear? Thank you so much for popping in. Again, I am working with Miss Cynthia from Guided Creations, her free printables that she has gifted to us. But I also have a stack of one 6x6, a 4x6, and then a bunch of scraps that I have in pink as well that I'll be using. So come and join me. I'm going to be making some cute items that will probably end up in one of my journals at some point, okay? So come on, join me in. Let's get some crafting going. Grab you a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and let's just chill together for a bit. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. I am glad to hear that you are doing well. Alright, and we're gonna start by trimming a few of these items out. So this is, there are 4 free printables, and for the event that were provided, and I printed off 2, mainly because they either had elements that I wanted, or they had elements that went with my tiles, okay, that go for my bingo card tile, okay. And I'm repurposing, because I've been having issues with my printer, and I had these pieces of cardstock in from where I was trying to print these off to be ready, and then I forgot that they were in there and my printer wasn't working. And then yesterday I went to print off school stuff and some of the school stuff printed on it. So I was like, well, I'm definitely not going to give my students the cardstock, so it's fine. I was like, I'll just reprint it. It'll be okay. We'll make it work. Yes, please send me out. I would appreciate that. It is late, you know, kind of normal for me, but still late. I know that not a lot of people tend to be up and about at these times. So, you know, but absolutely love being able to participate in events. So grateful that Miss Cynthia has been able to come back to hosting events, and I love this idea for this new event of hers. I think it's a lot of fun. It makes it interactive for y'all. You guys get to get ideas and maybe see some different aspects of what we are doing. Hello, hello there, my sweet Cynthia. How are you? Again, thank you for hosting the event. Thank you for working with me and being understanding of this wonky weather that likes to mess with the electrical and hence the internet. So, but I do love it. Look at these tickets. Aren't they just the cutest? I think they're adorable. So yes, we are towards the end of the month, but you know what? If you haven't gone to get your tatas checked, please do. I know when I went in for my annual, I asked if I needed to get mine checked, and my doc said that I didn't need to do it this year, so, but I still do the checking at home because you always need to. You always need to do that, okay? You always need to check yourself. Remind your girlfriends to do the same. Because we never know, right? We never know when it might happen. So. Oh, Shelly is, yeah, I agree. I agree. Her work is phenomenal. Yeah, y'all can check all of the wonderful creators out on the Guided Creations page, right? Oh no, what's wrong with her? She's sick, sweetie? Painted pink all over. Thank you for painting the pink all over. I appreciate that, but what is wrong with our sweet Alana? What's going on? Hope she's doing well. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, see, and that's the thing. That's why we have to check ourselves. You know, we cannot wait till it is an annual checkup type thing to go get checked, because you never know. You never know, and we've got to stay on top of that. And you know what? It's not just us females. Guys can get it too. You know. So, especially if they have larger chest areas, they have to be, you know, kind of conscious of that it's not just a, you know, it does, yes, it does affect the majority of us females, but it's not just us that are affected. So I had a beautiful sweet friend who she had it and she beat it, But then 3 years later, it decided to come back with a vengeance, and it was in all of her organs. And we ended up losing her. She lost her fight. But I remember her dearly. It is hard, you know, because we question, like, with all the medical advances, how do we not have something, other than the horrible chemo that just pretty much kills everything in us, good and bad, so it's just hard. But yes, I will definitely be keeping her in my prayer for sure. And yeah, I mean, yes, they say that there's a certain age when you should start to get it done. But honestly, like, the whole present of, oh, you had to have breastfed, or oh, you had to, no, it's not true, because there have been young girls who've never had a child, who've had it. There is no distinguishing. So, remembering those who fight, those who have won their battles, and those who have lost them is important throughout all of this, right? Okay, so I think I've done the bulk of the trimming that I needed. We'll get the rest done here in a bit. I'm just gonna, okay. So I do have the playing cards there, and I do have this. Where did my scissors go to? I was hiding my scissors from myself. Alright, so we do have this little piece here. I'm not sure that I'm going to actually use this right here, because I actually have my own that I have thrifted. This is a little window envelope, or a little CD. So, of course, this is a lot smaller because this is an actual one, and obviously it is a lot larger. And this is what I plan to use, okay? And I was hoping that was going to be large enough, but it's not going to be large enough. That's okay. But this will fit in here. So I am going to use the beautiful doily that she has included as part of my background. So this is paper CD sleeve, CD holder, CD case, however you want to name it. And I'm going to use, I need to trim it because I want it to be more centered, but I'm going to use this doily as the center, okay, of this, and we're going to turn this into an active pocket so that you can put stuff in it, okay? That is what I want to do with this. So I am going to trim a little bit, and then I can add this into whatever project I'm working on. Okay, and I did print these not on a white cardstock, as you can tell. I usually print on like a cream ivory type color, because it really helps with the vintage look. It really helps age your printables, whatever it is that you're printing. It makes it look a lot more vintage, which is one of the things that I'm looking for. So there's some more of that Spanish test that I was printing off. No, it was a quiz, not a test. Okay. Yeah, so that's what that's gonna look like. Now we're gonna end up decorating the outside of this with a few different things. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of scraps here that I have. So we're going to do one of my favorite things, which is to collage. And we're going to collage with some of all of this pink that I have. And we're gonna use it, okay? So don't ever throw your strips away, because you never know when you might need them. Because all of these are like cuts from when I was cutting papers down. And I keep them. These are large enough sizes that I keep them. And then because they're pink colored, I just put them in my pink box. So I have my loose cardstock. I have it color coded in the 12 by 12 boxes that you can get from like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and I actually have them in the color that they're supposed to be. So these are actually in a pink box. Halloween is in an orange box, and so on. That's just, I like color coded stuff. I'm very visual, so that really helps. Well, hello from Norway. Welcome in, welcome in. It is actually, what time would it be over there? Welcome in. Thank you for joining. I am in the Craft Go event today. You can find a lot of the information both for the free printables, to sign up to join Miss Cynthia's Ko-fi, and the link to her Etsy shop where the kits are 25% off till the end of the month. All of that information is in the description of this video. So I really truly hope that y'all will take advantage and get some of these beautiful printables from our lovely Cynthia. And I've talking about printables, I was actually just talking with Miss Cynthia about making a very special printable for my upcoming retreat next year, which I hope y'all will join. If you can't join in person, there is a virtual option, and you can find that information on my business page. There is an event linked there that you can get more information, and you can always message me about it, okay? So if you can't join us in person, there is a virtual option. I just need you. Yes, it is really early for you, or late, better said. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a second, because I normally calculate about 6 or 7 hours. So I have family in Switzerland, and so normally my mom, when she's waking up, she's sending me a message and it's usually about 3 o'clock here, which is 9 o'clock for them. I'm normally going to bed at that time, but yeah, I agree with that. Reverse engineer it. There's a lot of like, there's so much medical knowledge that I truthfully do not understand why we cannot, you know, come up with a better solution than what we have going right now. I really do not understand that. But who am I? I'm just little old me who just thinks that, you know, things are not being done properly. Trying to see if I could find, I think we'll do this one right here, the pink. Let's do this pink, and I want to I want to make it to where it'll be easier to slide in for people to realize where that needs to go. So, and as you guys know, I don't really measure things, so I'm just gonna make myself a little dot here. And I wonder, yeah, that'll work. Okay. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to use the piece that I cut off as a guide, pretty much, and I'm going to make myself, and so I'm going to turn the closure part, instead of being towards the back, I want it to come towards the front, because I want it to be more like the pockets that we are used to. Okay. Alright, there we go. You know, our bodies are amazing, and you know, everything that does ail us, well, did I not have that on right? No, I did not. There we go. Well, I say there we go, but it's so crooked it ain't funny. Oh yeah, that is so crooked it ain't funny. Okay, let's try to uncrookify this, if that's even a word. But if not, well, I just made it a word. So as much as I like the fall and I'm grateful that it is here, I'm definitely not happy for this part of it. And really reminds you that winter's coming in, and that part I'm not too happy about, because I could do without all the cold. I am not a cold-natured person at all. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? I have turned, and now we have a closure coming forward, so that'll make it more prominent in understanding that this is going to be used as a pocket. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that part down. And actually, just to help me get in, I'm gonna cut it down just a tad bit here, just to help. Okay. Hello there, Miss Beth. Hola, Heaney. Welcome in, everybody. Again, the information for the free printables and the link to the Etsy shop where the full pack is at 25% off for this beautiful printable. Everything about faith, hope for a cure will be there. So make sure that you go and get that. I know that October is our awareness month, but honestly, if you know somebody that is going through this, doesn't matter what time of the year, I think this would be a beautiful little gift to give, you know. Make them a personalized journal for them to utilize. I think would be absolutely lovely. Okay, that's just my 2 cents of it. So like I said, I mean, there's lots of papers that say this, you know, power, cure, care, faith, believe, courage, love, hope, peace, support, awareness, you know, absolutely gorgeous papers for you to create with these. Oh no, no measurements. You know me. You know me, and no measurements. As we say, a puro ojo. It's all done by eyes. And then we're going to add this on the inside. Well, I mean, that's the thing, you know, certain things do require measurements, and I will agree with that, but for the most part, I just do not work with measurements. It's just, I don't do well with them like that. So this will close up like this, okay? You know, I think that looks pretty good. I'm testing it so that I don't have to. Well, thank you, dear. But you know how I am. I don't mind doing all the crazy stuff like that. But for others, you know, all of the other stuff is definitely great. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, ooh, you measured this one out to be perfect. It will fit. Because as soon as I got my tile, I was like, I have a whole box of these. It's like, I know what I'm doing. And I love making these pockets to add into my larger journals, so I thought this was super cute. I was so happy that my dark romance journal got bid up as much as it did, and I already have an order to make another one, so I'm excited. Somebody wants one as a gift, so we're gonna add a little bit of personalization in there. She wants it for a friend, for her best friend, so we'll be doing that. So I'm excited. Yep, I did. I know, I was so excited that I got it sold. And then I was checking my messages earlier today, and somebody had messaged and was like, absolutely loved it. I was wondering if you could make another one, but if you could personalize it, it would be for a friend. I was like, sure I can. And I had talked with my husband, and he's like, well, he's like, you know how much. So I was like, I like doing that kind of stuff, so I get to make another awesome one. I'm excited. She wants a little more sugar skulls in it because her friend likes that, so I'm gonna have to work on some printables or something. Or maybe I could get a wonderful friend of mine who does amazing printables to help me with some. If she doesn't mind. Okay, so this is my first tile, okay? And so for those of you who are following along, my tile is a CD case, which is number 65. 65. So if you're following along, 65. Okay? Now, I want to add some items to it. So let's get that kind of going. Let me pull out my little stampy block. And that's gonna work better. And I think I like that one more. So whenever I find stamp sets that have the ribbons or anything on them, I pick them up because they're not as common. So I try to always grab them because you don't see them as often. Yeah, no, that'll be fine. Yep, I will message you after I am off of here, and we will work on that for sure. You know what? We can put that in there. Ha! Look at how pretty that looks. Ooh, 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 ooh. Dang it, do I not have? I know I have some, but I gotta go grab my box. Haha! I knew I had some somewhere. There we go. Okay, so let's actually do this one. And for those who may not know what this is embossing powder, y'all. It's a lot of fun to play with. So, if you have some, you need to try it. I don't know if there was enough ink on that, but we'll try. We will try. I may have to grab let me put a lid on this before I start blowing, and then we end up with stuff everywhere. This one hasn't even been opened yet, so I was like, I remember grabbing a dark pink because I needed one. So we're gonna grab this one. And it does get messy, but are you really crafting if it's not messy? That is the question, is it not? That is the question. You know, is it really, are you really crafting if you are not messy? I'm just asking for a friend, you know. I may be wrong. I may be completely wrong, and if I am, that is fine. As my dad would say, errore humane est, which is Italian for, no, it's actually Latin, for errors is human. If you're human, you're gonna make mistakes. It's just life. It's normal. It's what you do afterwards that is what defines us and what differentiates everyone. Okay, so now what we do is we take and we're going to use our heat tool, but let me get some on here because I wanted to do one on here as well. So we have this one, we have this one, and now let's that will barely fit there. I know that I want to put hang in there. Okay, well, what if I do it here and I emboss it there? Oh, that'll look better on that side. So we'll do it that way. And for those you know, there are pads, but this is just a dauber for your embossing. So you can have an ink pad or you can have a dauber, whichever one works for you is totally fine. I actually have both, but depending on the stamp, especially when they're little like that, I'll just do this. The dauber tends to work just as good. Okay. This is a neon pink, so it's very, very much pink. But you gotta have some pink. So we're gonna make sure we have all the pink in the world. And let's bring my heat tool in. And we're gonna start. Let's start with this one. And what's nice about the embossing powders is that it gives you that raised look and feel. And there's a little tiny bit of like a shimmer to it. And each one is a little bit different. Obviously, the thicker like this, the stamp, the more pronounced it's gonna be. And so you can see it transform right in front of your eyes, which is super cool. So we have our thing right there. So I thought it was pretty nifty. And now let's do her. Whoops! I got the plastic. Darn it. I melted the plastic. That's the one thing I was a little bit afraid of, but hopefully I can get the rest of it. The top here. There we go. So it's a little wrinkly. It'll be fine. That's a Deb move. Hey, nobody ever said that, you know, crafting is perfect, sweetheart. Crafting is all about having fun. And I'm having fun. And you know what? It'll be fine. Because when I start putting stuff in, it's going to be popped up anyways. So it's not like you're really going to notice it. It'll be fine. I'm good with it. I'm glad you're here. You got a little quiet on me. You been okay, my dear? My dear sweet friend. Y'all, our awesome Deb is, for those who may not know, she is actually a cancer survivor. I think not only is she creative, she is an amazing friend. She is just, I can't wait till I can get up to the New York area so that I can meet her in person. Good. You need to eat something. How you doing, Miss Jody? Okay, so these were part of, and I know that they're like little strips, but I'm actually going to use it. I want to trim it down a little bit. We're going to actually turn it into a card for you to journal on. We do need a meet and greet. Miss Jody, where are you? In what area of the US are you, my friend? Because next year, after my daughter graduates, my husband was actually, we're trying to go Sunday mornings, early in the mornings, just, you know, to grab breakfast and just spend time together, and chat. And he was asking me, he was like, well, what do you plan to do next year after school's out, you know, because my daughter graduates, so that's the last kid that I had to make sure would graduate. So he was like, are you going to continue teaching or what? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I think I'm going to focus on my my crafts and stuff, because she's going to be off at college, and yeah, I'll help her and you know, try to get, you know, be there, but she needs to be on her own 2 feet as much as possible. So I told him, I was like, I want to do the best that I can to build up, and I want to start doing like little meet and greets or retreats and things of that nature. And I love to travel, so you know, that's not an issue. You're in Massachusetts? Cool. So I have a retreat planned at the end of July, beginning of August, that last weekend. And it's going to be in Oklahoma. It's in person, but there is a virtual option. But I want to do something local here in Georgia. And I also want to see about maybe doing something up north, because, you know, Deb's up in New York. There's just so many of y'all that are further north, and all that. So I'm just debating for, you know, cost, and you know, do I travel, do I drive, do I fly? So I gotta look into that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking of doing that. I'm thinking of, you know, going around and doing meet and greets, mini retreats, like weekends, so that I can do in-persons with you guys and see you guys and hang out, and we could go thrifting together. I think it would be a lot of fun to just be around all of the wonderful community, you know? So and yeah, I mean, if anybody is interested in anything like that, or you want to maybe co-host with me or help me plan, hey, I will definitely need all the help I can. So please, 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 by all means, consider reaching out. About 3 to 4 hours. Yeah. I thought about doing one in Pennsylvania, because that's not that bad of a drive. I think that anything further north, I might have to fly in. I know that Ruthie and the herd, they're having a meet and greet weekend in March over in Arizona, and I'm gonna try my darnest to make it. I need to message Ruthie about that. Supposed to get with her about getting some more information. So if I can get some more information on that, I'll figure that out. And if that's the case, then that means that in March I'll be in the Arizona area. So Hershey Park. Is there like actual Hershey's there? Like the factory? Like, can we go and get chocolate? Cause I'm all for chocolate. I don't know about y'all, but I'm all for chocolate. I'm good with getting me some chocolate. What, Arizona? Yeah, I know Arizona's far. But there's a lot up in New York too. There's a lot of things up in New York, right? From my understanding. Didn't you just go to like some things in that area, Deb? Or were you not, or did they not do it? Hello there, Miss Shelley. How are you? Thank you for popping in, my friend. It was really nice for you to join us in the event. I hope you'll be back again next month. So much fun. I love when we have some new friends joining us. I'm gonna have to go back and catch your live, because I think I missed. Yeah, I know I missed it. I don't know. I know I missed it. So, oh, they did. Man, really? Oh no. Well, I definitely was not able to go, but I do want to plan on doing something like that. And of course, I would need your help because you know more about that than I do, because it's your area. Well, I'm glad that you're playing along, my friend. I hope more people will play along with us. Okay, so this is how Miss Cynthia meant for this to be put together. Okay, so you know it closes kind of like this one did originally. You can come in here and you can cut this out, okay, and make it and you can add some glassine or anything like that. Oh, well, it's a very little thing. Yeah, oh yeah, compared. That's why I was like, yeah, I got that. I kind of need to do the real thing. But yeah, so this is the one that's on the printable. Okay, so if you don't have one of these, you can, you know, do the one that she's included. And like I said, you could put this down on a cutting mat and either, if you have the large enough punch out, you can, or you could use, you know, an X-Acto knife if you feel, you know, like, I know that some people don't feel safe enough or don't trust themselves enough to do that, and I totally understand that. But this would work. This is a, what is this, like a it's a 3-inch hole punch. So if you have a 3-inch hole punch, you could punch that out. But this is actually going to go inside of my pocket, so I'm going to include this inside of my pocket. Okay, so we are going to include the one that she has made for us that's in the printable. Okay, and you can totally put, you know, you can ink these up, you can fill these in with whatever you would like. And I think that this one, I can put the larger sentiment. Ooh, wait a second, wait a second, I got the right one. I've used this one before, so we're going to use this one, which is totally going to be, I guess we can do it in vintage. No, I'm going to keep it in my pinks. I'm going to keep it in my pink, and I'm using Worn lipstick, if anybody was wondering what color I was using. Yes, exactly. So you can cut this out and you can put either glassine or I keep packaging, so you can put a piece of package, you can cut up a little paper bag and glue it on the inside before you close it shut, you know, so it works totally great. And it is a good smaller replica for that. I agree completely. I do. I think that is very true, very true. And let me see if I have enough on this to put. Wait a second. No. But yeah, it does. It makes for a good, especially if you don't have any, you can make your own. So I agree. Alright. I'll put that one back once I'm done. And then I am going to use my gray for this part right here. Let's put that. Right. And then you can put some of these smaller pieces in here if you are, you know, don't want to lose them. And that way they can stay in here. And they can go inside the larger one. And it can go inside of a journal. So, what is the half size? I don't understand. What's half size? Miss Cynthia, what are you talking about being half size? As soon as you let me know what it is that you mean, I can whichever one was in the free printable, dear. Because that's, and I printed it the way it came when I hit thing. So like I said, I'm not sure because it's the one I downloaded the free printables and then I just hit print on page 2 and 4. That's what I had. So I have no clue which one that one is. It is very likely I messed up. Which would not surprise me. Okay, so all I did was notch these. Yes, the lag is real. I told you. I told you. Okay, so this is the smaller size. So there is a full size then in the full kit, huh? Okay, and I got these ones. The tickets. Alright. I just notched them and folded them. So they'll go in here as well. And so here is my project. So yeah, okay. So then, if I'm understanding properly, in the free printables, this is the larger one. Okay? I mean, this is the small size, so it is a little bit smaller. Oh, well, I only saw 4 pages and there was only one. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing then. So I used a regular CD case that I had. I made the flap coming outward. I used her doily image. This is the small piece. Yeah, it should be, because that would definitely not fit a CD. Well, correction, I remember having mini CDs. That would have fit a mini CD. And then we have these, which I have stamped and I even embossed. These ones were stamped. This was stamped and embossed. And so my 2 tiles were to use CD case, which I used both a CD case plus the one that she has included in the printable, and stamps. So, and I have stamped in multiple different places, including using some embossing powder. Yeah, this is the size for the freebies, and that's what I was trying to use, just for the freebies. So but yeah, so my 2 tiles, if you guys are doing the bingo, number 65 is CD case and number 58 is stamps, which I used stamps, and not postage stamps, but like stamps, like stamping. Okay, all right. So I hope you guys like it. This is going to end up getting glued into a future journal for sure. Not sure yet when I will be doing it all, but I'll end up putting all of my stuff, together and because it keeps on getting put into my box. I have a box for breast cancer awareness, so it gets things keep getting added there, just like my little mini journal, wherever that ended up, and some cards that I've done with Miss Cynthia's printables and all kinds of stuff. So sooner or later I'm going to take everything that you guys have seen me create with her stuff and actually make a journal out of it. So, and then I will definitely make you proud, Miss Cynthia. Guys, we have more creators that will be on tomorrow, okay? I did send out the list, the flyer for this week. I did send it out via my Telegram so that you guys can see who was on today and who will be on tomorrow. So please go and check them out. Make sure that you are following Miss Cynthia at Guided Creation Printable Designs. Sorry, that is her page. Okay. Thank you so much for always being so flexible with me and my craziness. And I appreciate you. I love you, Deb. I thank you so much for hopping on a little earlier and then for hopping off so that I could come on. I really appreciate that. And I did like your envelope and things that you were working with when I hopped on. I did like that. So, and you look so stinking cute in your pink. So thank you again. And please, please, please go check out. We had presenters last week. There was 2 days last week that we had presenters. And there's 2 days this week, today and tomorrow. So make sure that you check us out. You can find the full list of presenters over at Guided Creation Printable Designs. And you can find the lives there as well. And just know that I love you. Remember, get your, check your tatas. And remind your girlfriends to do the same things, your daughters, your mothers, and know that she does deal with us somehow. She has the patience of an angel for sure, and I am very grateful for that. So we love you, and I love you, and most importantly, Jesus loves you. Have a wonderful night. I will see you all, I think, tomorrow night. I will be on tomorrow night. I'm in an event. I have to use fabric because they just sent out the reminder. So, yay! So, thank you, and I will see everybody later.